Hello and welcome to Watch Releases Recap for the week of October 4th until October the 11th. If you're watching this from Canada, happy Thanksgiving. Now let's talk about the new releases. We're going to start with the new Tag Heuer Carrera Chronograph Tourbillon in collaboration with Porsche Panamericana. Just last week I was talking about how Tag Heuer has signed an agreement for 10 years to be an official sponsor for Formula One races. Clearly, Tag Heuer have a very strong association with motorsports, and they have actually a pretty strong partnership with Porsche. They do these limited edition watches for Porsche watches. This new release for 2024 is sort of a combination of two different models. First of all, it features the case from a 2022 release, the Tourbillon Chronograph. Although the dial on this new model is something completely different, to me it is very similar to the watch that they just released a couple of months ago. That one was in collaboration with Porsche brand, so it is only fitting to sort of combine these two watches, these two designs for this limited edition. As far as the watch dimensions go, it's made out of stainless steel. It features a 42mm case diameter. It's about 15.1mm in case height, almost 50mm from one lug to another, and it has a 20mm lug opening. Now this one is a bit on the thicker side, but that's because it's a tourbillon chronograph, and of course you need space for those complications. It is powered by the caliber TH20-09. It's a variation of the caliber Heuer 02. It's just modified with the tourbillon complication, and I'm sure some other fancy escapements, etc, etc. It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It has 35 joules and 65 hours of power reserve. Featured on the side of the case of this watch, there is a word Spider. That refers to the Porsche 550 Spider, which is sort of cool, and I think it's the 60th or 75th anniversary, something like that, of the time that this car, the 550 Porsche Spider, has won the Panamericana race. So that's why this watch has that sort of tie-in, and that's why the limited edition, etc, etc. Now that Porsche is the number 550. However, the limited release of this watch is only 225 watches. I wonder if they tried to do 550 of them, but then they did some market research and realized they probably can't sell as many. So they sort of scaled down the limited edition to 225, sort of half of 550. That's just my conspiracy theory. As far as the pricing goes, this one, it's not released yet, so it's sort of undisclosed pricing, but it will probably be about 35 to 40,000 USD. The Christopher Ward Bel Canto collection. Now notice I didn't say the new Christopher Ward Bel Canto collection because this collection was actually released in 2022. However, it was a very limited run. They pretty much sold out right away, and now 2024, end of 2024, they are bringing these watches back for pre-orders. I'm gonna put my cards on the table. I'm a pretty big fan of this model. I think it looks really attractive, and sort of the idea behind it is also very cool. Essentially, it's a grand complication for the masses. It features an hour chime, so every hour on the hour, it will chime once to signal that the hour has passed. And of course, there is that button by the 4 o'clock position. You can mute this complication if you don't want it. Usually these sort of chime complications are very expensive. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. It's high horology stuff. Well, Christopher Ward is trying to bring this to the masses. It is not a cheap watch, but all things considered, still pretty affordable. On the leather strap, it comes at about 4,095 euro, and on the titanium bracelet, it's about 4,545 euro. A very reasonable price for this watch. The other part of the watch that I really like, that it's not sort of this dressy watch. You can wear it as a dress watch on the leather strap. However, if you put it on the titanium bracelet, it looks sort of like a sports watch with some classical design elements. And I personally am a big fan of that design language. I know some people will not like it. They like more traditional watchmaking. I think for this watch, it works. Speaking of the case, it's made out of titanium. It features 41mm case diameter. It's about 13mm in case height, 48mm lug-to-lug distance. It's of course super lightweight because it's made out of grade 5 titanium, and this one is powered by the modified Sellita SW200. So Christopher Ward in-house has developed a module to add on to this movement to of course create this chiming complication. The movement itself beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It has 29 joules and about 38 hours of power reserve. As I mentioned, this watch is available for pre-orders. I think the delivery is something like beginning of 2025. So if you order now, in a few months, you will have this watch. It's not a limited edition, but they are making them in batches. I guess storing these watches in a warehouse is not really profitable. So they're gonna make them as the orders come in. I am a big fan of it. I think Christopher Ward did a great job with this watch. Again, it's not really a new release, but now you can buy it because for the longest time it was sort of in a catalog, but you couldn't buy it. Nivada Grenchen chronographs with interchangeable bezels. I believe these are not new models. I think these are just variation of existing chronograph models that Nivada Grenchen has offered. I actually reviewed one of their chronographs way back when Nivada Grenchen was sort of beginning back its presence in the watch industry. And I am very impressed with that watch. I love the design language. I think they're making some great watches. Well, a new variation, the new sort of addition to this collection now features interchangeable bezels. There are 3 different versions, but we're going to talk about the chronographs only. There's also the diver, but diver, I thought it was cool, but I like the chronographs more. So there's the one that's powered by the Maca Quartz, and that one comes with 10 different bezel variations. 5 of them are GMT bezels, and 5 of them are tachymeter bezels, and there are different color variations, so you can sort of interchange them as you wish, and that's one of the best ways to change the design of the watch. You of course can change the straps to quickly change the look and the feel of the watch, but other way is to change the bezels. Now, traditionally speaking, you had to get some modding kits and things like that. Seikos were very popular with this sort of modding community, but you did have to have some know-how and some tools to do it. Now, with these models, Nivada Grenchen is just offering these bezels for free included in a package. So you can easily pop out the bezel and pop something else in, and it completely changes the look of the watch. Also, taking the bezel out really looks kind of cool. It looks like a vintage Heuer Carrera, which I do appreciate. So even having no bezel also looks kind of cool, at least looking at the pictures. So I mentioned there's 2 different versions. I was talking about the Maca Quartz version. This one comes with 10 bezels. There's also the automatic chronograph version. That one comes with 5 different bezel variations, and of course it's a little bit more expensive. So first of all, they both come in the same case. It's about 38 millimeters in case diameter, 46.5 millimeters lug-to-lug distance, and they're about 13.4 millimeters in case height. Now, the Maca Quartz version is powered by the Seiko VK63A, and the automatic chronograph version is relying on the Landeron caliber 70 movement, which is sort of a reintroduction of a movement that existed back in the day. So from my understanding, Landeron as a company has gone out of business, and now they're back and making these movements. It's based on the Valjoux 7750 architecture, with some slight differences. I'm not a watchmaker, but I'm sure some of the parts will be interchangeable between the Valjoux and the Landeron versions of the movement. It is a high beat movement, beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It has 46 hours of power reserve and I believe 26 joules. As far as the pricing goes, of course, the automatic chronograph version is more expensive. It's priced at about 2,000 USD. To be exact, it's 1975. And the Maca Quartz version is cheaper. That one is priced at $579 US on the leather strap. If you want to opt out for the bracelet, it's a little bit more, 779 USD. Although I would prefer this watch on the leather strap. Usually I say get the watch on the bracelet and buy leather strap separately, but I think save your money, get it on the leather strap. It just looks better on the strap. The new Alpina Alpiner Extreme Automatic, 39 millimeters. Alpina Alpiner Extreme already exists as a model line, but now it's available in a 39 millimeter case, as opposed to the 41 millimeter case like it was available previously. Now, if you've been watching these videos on weekly basis or you've been tuning in, you probably have heard of the skeletonized version of this watch that was released a few months ago, and that was in a 39 millimeter case. And I believe in that video I said that I wouldn't be surprised if the regular model line is also going to be available in the 39 millimeter case, because of course they have this case already available. so why not put different dials into it if you don't want the skeletonized version? And here we are, October 2024, there is a 39mm version. Now these watches feature an integrated bracelet design, which does look really cool and it is very popular nowadays. They feature 200 meters of water resistance. The diameter, as I mentioned, is 39mm. It's about 11.5 millimeters in case height, which is awesome. And these watches are powered by the caliber AL525, which is essentially a Sellita SW200. It beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It has 26 joules and 38 hours of power reserve. This will be part of the standard collection, and they're priced at about 2,000 euros on the bracelet and about 1,700 euros on the rubber strap. The new Panerai Submersible Navy Seals models. This is essentially 4 different models added to 4 different model lines in the Panerai sort of catalog, but now available with different branding and different color schemes. There is the Panerai Submersible PAM 01518. That one is the diver watch. It's a pretty big watch made out of stainless steel, 44mm case diameter, 300 meters of water resistance, and it's priced at 10,400 euro. There's also a similar model with carbon tack bezel. That one is a reference PAM 01669, and it is much bigger, 47mm in case diameter, also comes with 300 meters of water resistance, and this one is more expensive, 13,900 euro. Then you have the chronograph version, reference PAM 01521. This one is also a pretty big watch. It comes at 47mm case diameter. It's kind of a cool watch with the flyback chronograph function, as well as this extra pusher at the 4 o'clock position. From my understanding, you press that pusher and you can count down the minutes hand backwards. So you essentially have a countdown chronograph as well as the standard sort of upticking chronograph, which is kind of cool. This watch is also very huge, 47mm in case diameter, and it is expensive, 35,000 euro. Lastly, you have the GMT watch with the carbon tack case and bezel. This one is reference PAM 01513, and it is also a pretty big watch, 44mm in diameter, and it is expensive, 20,100 euro. All watches feature a United States Navy SEAL stamp on the case back, and they feature this very unique combination of colors. Now, as I mentioned with a few of these releases, I think this one is very specific. Unless you are a Navy SEAL, I don't think you should be buying this watch. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I don't know. Is it disrespectful to Navy SEALs to buy something like this? I mean, if you want to support them, maybe donate to one of the charities instead of spending like 20 or 35,000 euro on a watch that just has Navy SEALs logo on the back. It is not for Navy SEALs, to be clear. This is just licensed branding from Navy SEALs. So I don't know, it's a little strange. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable wearing something like that. As always, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Would you be comfortable wearing something like this? A watch that has Navy SEALs logo all over it. The new Lorier Olympia Chronograph. Lorier is a micro brand. I actually owned one of these chronographs way back in the day, not this exact one, but a version of it. Then they stopped making that chronograph. They said they will make some improvements, and here it is. Here's the new model that is being released. So it's not released yet. I think it's coming on October 18th, but you can pre-order it if you like. First of all, the looks are spectacular, and this one features a different movement. So I believe the old one had a handwound movement. This one here is an automatic Seiko caliber NE88. It's a high beat movement beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour. And I'm not sure why this movement is not more popular. Usually when you think about automatic chronograph movements, Sellita comes to mind, maybe Valjoux. I don't know why Seiko is not in conversation too much. Maybe you know, leave your comments in the comment section below. The other thing that I really like about this watch are the case dimensions and the design. So first of all, the dimensions, it's only about 39mm in case diameter. It's just under 14mm in case height, including the domed acrylic crystal, 46mm like-to-like distance, and it does come on a stainless steel bracelet. And of course, the looks are spectacular. It is very sort of vintage chronographs inspired. It looks like a racing chronograph from back in the day, just made with modern materials. And that's it for this week's releases. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this in the future. And leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what releases stood out to you, what you liked, what you didn't like. I always enjoy reading your comments. And Bond is doing well. We just came from outside, so he's panting really hard because we were playing in the park, and I couldn't have him in the background of the video because all you would hear is him panting. So that's why he's not in the video. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.